Hey guys, and welcome to another edition of Prohire TruckTVe. This week we're joined by something that I've been waiting for to join our fleet for quite some time, and this is the first one we've got on fleet up to now, and it's the new eTransit. We're absolutely delighted with not only the Transit, the specification, how it drives, what it turns up like. I can't tell you how excited I am to see this van join, and actually, more importantly, how well it looks and how well it drives. But we'll show you that very shortly as we get round looking at something which actually I thought wasn't going to turn up. It's taking that long to come. But you know, it's not a demo, it's the first one to arrive on the fleet. This will be going out to a customer in the next couple of days, and realistically for me, I can't say, you know, too many good things about this van. It is that good. And I'm actually delighted though that we've now got the next generation of electric vehicles joining onto the fleet. So let's have a good look and see how we go on. Whoa. Right, so here we go, let's buckle up. So we're in with the new Ford Transit, and of course, you know, we've been waiting for this now for quite some time, and of course this van was going to be appearing on a road near you last year, and of course it didn't arrive for a number of different reasons, but it's here now. And it's a very well appointed, well finished off vehicle, and for an electric vehicle with this kind of size and pedigree, I suppose it's going to have to sit up there with some of the best vans on the UK roads today, and Ford have done up to now from what I've seen. And of course we're running these vans, we're not just finding a new van and making a video, we're running these vans, and we'll be able to feed back to you over the next months and into the next years to our Pro Green platforms and our Pro Green division on just how good, or maybe not so good, these vans will actually eventually be. Let's have a look at the van. So let's look what we've got here. It's well appointed, of course, it's automatic, big touchscreen, lots of different conversations we had on here. Everything's ready for good. This one's got an Android setting for your phones, and of course all the other bits and pieces that you would expect to see on a modern vehicle. We have another one further back, which I've taken this one out of the queue. The one behind it is for a slightly different customer. It's actually got something very funky with the rear view mirror as a camera, and it's actually got nav on it as a specification choice. This one's a little less funky, if you will, and with one or two less choices. But I want to show you an all-round version of the vans that we've currently got. Plenty of charging points, a radio that you can turn on and off, which I think is really useful. Some of the other vans that you pick up, you can't turn the bloody thing off once you're starting it, which is quite annoying. Fully functional steering wheel, all the bits and pieces on you expect. It's got automatic control handbrake, which for those who saw one of our videos recently, you know, we've still got vehicles out there with an old cable handbrake, which will happily roll away if you don't go to 17 clicks. This is automatic, which you'd expect in a normal van. Automatic lights, automatic handbrake. What's not to love? Let's go. Now this van has got a 68 kilowatt hour battery, which is standard across the Ford range. Now I think from my perspective, I think they've joined that pretty much right. They say we've got a range of 200 miles or so. I'm not so sure with the WLTPs. You've heard me talk about it on a number of occasions. If we're sticking 1.1, 1.2 tons in this lovely beastie, I'm not convinced that we're going to get, you know, 200 miles, but by God it's quick. This is a really quick van, a really quick 3.5 tonner. It really is good. Let's say 196, 197 miles. You know, this van of this size with a you know, 750 to 1,000 kilo payload, you're going to be easily doing 2.4, 2.8 miles to the kilowatt hour, so you can work that out yourself. You know, you should be getting 170 at least, maybe 180 as a run rate, but 200 I'm not convinced. But equally so, you never know, good drivers make a good van. Now of course when you look at the Pro Green platform that we operate, and you're more than welcome, anybody's welcome to come in and look at some of the detail. We've got all of our electric vans are fully connected, and we can show you a range of vehicles that are doing anything between 1.8 for poor driving up to 3.2 across a number of platforms. So anything's possible, so they say. And this is a really well, I mean, I can't tell you how well this van drives. It's so well finished off, and it's really well refined for a commercial vehicle. You've taken all of the many years of Ford manufacture in the UK, from both car and van, and turned it into a pretty impressive commercial vehicle, a really impressive commercial vehicle. The fact it's electric, you wouldn't even know. It is just so quiet. It's so functional. I'm struggling to think of anything bad to say about this vehicle right now, and I'm trying very hard to be critical, but I can't. Parcel shelves, coat hooks. I mean, everything you possibly want in a modern vehicle is in this vehicle. I suppose the real thing for me is what it's capable of doing, and you know, with 70 kilowatt charging, you've got onboard charging at all the rates that you'd expect it to do, and that will give you a good feel for that. So, like I say, I've been driving this vehicle now for an hour or so, and to be honest with you, I'm still struggling to find anything that I don't like about it. It's really responsive. It's really quick. But going back to the van itself, I mean, 68 kilowatt hour batteries, you know, so you're looking on a 50 kilowatt charger, you know, 20 to 80% in about 30 minutes, which again, you know, people talk about really fast charging and all these kind of things, but your average charger out on the road, if you needed it, is 50 kilowatt. The average charger back at base in most places that we've done surveys with and installed chargers for through our ProGreen division have been 11 or 22 kilowatt. So if you've got 63 kilowatts of 68 kilowatts of power, you've got 10 or 15% of that, which will be your base level. So you worst case scenario, you're looking at 55 or 60 kilowatts of charging, say, but it'll be less than that. So 22 kilowatt charger, under 3 hours from flat to full. And of course, if you're down the 11 kilowatt route, the same thing, so about 4 or 5 hours. But look, that being said, it starts to become a very usable vehicle. This is intense. And of course, with Ford, of course, with a lot of these things now, you can work on through an app, you can work through all the things, but at ProGreen, we have our own apps, and we can develop that solution for you. All of our technology is available to you through our contract hire division, and every vehicle, as always, is available on contract hire. This vehicle, by no exception, because this is actually going to a customer tomorrow, and you've still got the wrappers and the packaging on the vehicle, and I don't want to do too many miles in it, but I want to make sure that we've actually had a real reflection on just how good this van is. I have to say, I'm finding it difficult to use fuel. This vehicle is very frugal. It is very light. It's very light to touch. There's no pressure in driving this vehicle whatsoever, and you just touch the pedal and it's away. And it just isn't eating electric. It just isn't. It really is very good. Look, lots of positives. We're going to continue driving this vehicle for a while now, and I'm going to endeavour to try and get some decent mileage on the first trip, just to make sure that we've got that. And just for those out there who are going to chastise me for using the customer's vehicle, he's fully aware of it and happy to be involved in his vehicle, be involved in the customer, or their vehicle involved in the video, shall I say. So the customer's fully on board. And all the information that we've got through our own telematics will be shared with the client, so we can get a feel for what good or bad will look like as we start the journey together. So we're going to continue to drive for a bit longer and see just how many miles we cover and what it looks like. So guys, we've come to an end of another edition of Prohire TruckTVe, and of course, you know, we'd love to talk about this in more detail. We'll see more of these vans. If you look behind you, another batch of our new electric vans are here too, and I'm sure Ewan will show you some of them before we leave. We're in our PDI centre in Stoke, so these vans are coming now for PDI and final fitment before they go out to the customer. We've got some new tracked units over the pit as well. So there's a lot going on around here in our VMU in Stoke. I mean, I guess the bit for me, and I can't overemphasise how impressed I am with this 3.5 ton electric vehicle. And when people talk about, you know, they're going to wait for technology to get much better and it's going to be all better, this is as good as it's going to get in a long time. You know, quickly while we show you here, onboarding charging there, if you want to have a quick look. There's your high power AC and DC. You know, it is everything you'd want from a long-term van. you know, as I said, I'm super impressed with what we have here in a commercial vehicle, and you know, Ford have done a really good job. I can't open the door. Oh, these have got security locks fitted to them because it's for customer choice, so I won't go into that. We'll come round the back here and have a butcher's. Special keys that they're not standard. These are especially for the customer and what they're looking to be carrying, and of course coming in now for ply, line out, etc, etc. But you know, what can I say, really nice van, proper security locks and dead locks fitted to it. I'm super pleased with this van. Just one thing to point out with our electric centre here, you'll see around you vehicles in from many other people who are looking to work with electric vehicles on. You know, this is what we're all about. Pro Green, Pro Hire. If you like what we do, please subscribe. Again, thank you very much for watching what we do try and do. Don't try and make it flash. We make it all about the real world and all about trying to provide the right kind of information. If you want any more information about Pro Hire and Pro Green, please drop onto the website. Watch out very soon. We've got a full rebrand going on. So lots of exciting things. Round in Pro Hire. Take care. I'll see you again soon, guys. Be good.